So Elon Musk is the wealthiest man to ever live, according to Forbes and the stock markets. He's a trillionaire, and there's never been a trillionaire in history. Though I do question that, and not being an economics major, because his actual value is based on stock market value, which goes up and down. It's not real value. It's value, but it's not like physical value like gold. It's not like he's got like $1 trillion worth of gold. So it's got an asterisk. His trillionaire status has got an asterisk, and also it's based on they say he's the richest person in history. I doubt that too, because they've been it all depends on context, right? I could argue that the people who run Saudi Arabia, the king, can be considered richer than Elon Musk because he basically owns a country. And the worth of a country is way more than Tesla or SpaceX. But that aside, a lot of people are complaining about this existence of a trillionaire while people are struggling to pay rent, to get their medication for diabetes, dialysis. They're paying outrageous insurance premiums. They are struggling to stay afloat. And the majority of wealth in the country is owned by a small percentage of people. And this brings up the debate of communism versus capitalism, because this is ultimately what it boils down to. Capitalism will produce such people. And the unfairness of capitalism is that it makes the the competitive urge. It makes people not on a level playing field in terms of competing to get rich. Because the richer you are, the easier it is to get richer, and the harder it is for the normal person to get richer. Because if I'm a normal person, I have to rely on luck to get rich, and I have to compete for any new ideas that can be monetized. I have to compete against someone who has way more resources than I do. For instance, if I want to start an electric car company right now and compete against Elon Musk, let's say I have like, I borrow from the bank, and I have an idea to to manufacture a vehicle, and I have a new idea which could really revolutionize the electric car market. I have a lot of odds against me than Elon Musk, because for one, he has a whole team of R&D researchers, while I don't. And he has a capital which can fund advertising, which can fund all the nitty gritties that are needed to push a company up, while I don't. So that means that I'm already at a very uneven footing if I was to try to compete with that person with my measly, let's say, $5 million. Even though I have the drive, even though I have the the ability to make a great company, I'm already competing against a behemoth. And this is how monopolies are made. Because if you're a monopoly, you're competing using the financial leverage that other people don't have. So this is the fight that people have. It's like, okay, the rich will get richer and the poorer get poorer. And with the introduction of automation and the limiting of opportunities for people with low skilled who are low skilled, through the introduction of of robots, it's gonna get worse. And what it is priming the society for is a revolution and anarchy, whereby people will start offing the rich because they have resentment. They're like, okay, if you don't want to help me, if you don't want to uplift me, if you're not having the empathy for what I'm feeling, well, maybe you'll have empathy when I start doing this nasty stuff, rioting on the street, doing this and that against businesses. So this is in the future. I'm pretty sure if the issue is not if the issue is not discussed and addressed. So I think it's a double-edged sword. You know, capitalism is proven to work for the country as a whole, for the economy. It is proven that it is a better system and for business, but socialist policies are a better system for everyone. They make countries happier and they address the inequality because ultimately it's all about addressing inequality. And the rich, when they produce so much money for for the economy, they end up living in a different zone, whereby they don't understand the everyday man. They don't even know what the price of bread is. They don't know what how much fuel costs. They don't know the basics. They don't even know. They don't even check their bank balances when they're shopping for groceries. They don't compare prices. They shop based on quality, not on price. So they live a very different existence, and that makes them immune to the cries of the majority. So this is why these people don't have empathy. They don't care. They can pretend to care. They have the intellectual and awareness of how the rest of the people are feeling, but they don't really care because they don't know. They don't have an emotional involvement in it. That's why these people are building bunkers in islands. They try to get away from the poor. They have an aversion to the poor. It's like they're like, oh, oof, ooh, the poor people. Look at them. Look at those raspy, raggedy peasants. It's always been there. They just don't say it because it's politically incorrect, but they don't like poor people. They find them repulsive. A lot of these people do. And if you look at in particular Elon Musk, his empathy is made worse. His lack of empathy is made worse by the fact that he he's autistic and he hates labor unions. He does not like labor unions because he does not want to listen. Anyone who hates labor unions means they don't want to listen. They want to rule with an iron fist because they think, oh, well, if you don't want to work in my company, just leave. The door is open. So, this is the problem that people have with Elon Musk. He's basically a dictator in his own companies. He even with the IPO of SpaceX, he's still got the majority shares. His voice is still the loudest voice. He doesn't have to listen to any board members. He wants them to listen to him. And he will do anything to make sure that his will be done. So he is the perfect villain in terms of people hating billionaires because he's gone far right. His politics is completely gone the fascist route, and he implements that strategy with his companies. I can easily imagine working for that guy to be extremely stressful because he is always putting the worst deadlines. He's always demanding heavy hours, a lot of hours from his workforce, and he himself does barely sleeps. He barely goes home to his family to spend time to relax. He's a workaholic. He's not really. I don't see him as a happy person. I don't think he's happy. I think he's just addicted to this lifestyle, this chaotic, driven lifestyle, which is full of cortisol, which is full of deadlines, of stress, of people constantly being on edge. So it's he doesn't know how to relax, and I guess that's the mindset that's needed to produce successful companies, and he does have successful companies. But then also the thing about Elon Musk is that he's unique in that he's successful, but he's I don't think his primary driver is money. Yes, he I think he feels like money is a tool. I think he is more influenced by his childhood fantasies of this utopian world, this Star Trek vision, this going off the planet. And some people have said that he's actually been bullied so much that he wants to leave Earth, that he doesn't really like people. He wants to to leave Earth to create a planet, to create a colony whereby he's the emperor. And this is what all this Mars business is all about. He wants to leave Earth, go to Mars, and build everything there and make himself the god emperor there. And there could be some truth to that. Maybe it's just exaggeration, but there could be some truth to it because he's autistic, he's a nerd, and he loves this. He grew up on these comic books and all these fantasies of sci-fi. So I can imagine him implementing some of those things as a driver because it happens a lot with autistic people whereby they create this world because the world around them is rejecting them for their weirdness. So they live in two worlds in their head. They have the brain power and the capacity to imagine certain worlds and create purpose through those worlds. So now the guy is a trillionaire, and we have one of the most powerful people in the world having the resources to create his vision. Now he has the resources to go to Mars, do all the things that are in his head, and I don't know how much of it is going to affect society negatively because if this guy gets what he wants, like if Neuralink is downloaded to people's brains, if his Teslas are running Uber and running Uber Eats, if his Hyperloop is in full play, the guy will probably be running the world. And I don't know. It feels like a dystopian existence. I don't feel like it's gonna be like a Star Trek thing whereby everyone is getting a fair chance. It just feels like there will be some kind of God Emperor, some tech overload who is doing some kind of Black Mirror episode on people's brains and altering consciousness to his will. It's possible. It's a possibility, far fetched as it may be, but in Elon's mind, it's very real.